For the continuation of our learning session, this time we are going to talk about plagiarism and how we can avoid it. But first, let us define what plagiarism is. We go to Wikipedia to look for the meaning of that term. It's in here. Wikipedia defines plagiarism as the representation of another author's language, thoughts, ideas, or expressions as one's own original work. Also, it is considered as a form of academic dishonesty and a breach of journalistic ethics. Nowadays, it's important to have the materials we produce checked for possible errors, be it in grammar, copyright issues, or instances of plagiarism, because most of the learning tools that we use are already in digital format. That's why it's now easier for people to check our works for validity and their accuracy. It is a must that we establish credibility in the development of these learning resources because a lot of us teachers craft our own instructional materials. Here in the division of Puerto Princesa, there are module writers who develop self-paced learning modules. That's why we have to be reminded at all times that with regard to these instructional materials that we use, we have to make sure that they are plagiarism free. So that's one way of abiding by the rules of professional ethics. To begin with, let us head on to the website where we are going to check our documents for plagiarism. The name of the website is duplichecker.com. This website is one of those websites on you can find in the internet. And what I like most about DupliChecker is that users can access its tools for free. That is why you can see a lot of ads all over the place. So the next thing we do is we just have to scroll down a little bit until we find this text box right here. And you can see some panels, choose file, enter URL. Just below, we have two buttons, check plagiarism and grammar check. But what we'll be focusing on is um, the capability of this website to check plagiarism. So we'll focus on this later. There are two ways by which we can scan our files. First is by opening a Word document that contains some paragraphs. For the purpose of this demonstration, what I used is an excerpt from a research manuscript. And I have made sure that the word limit does not exceed 1,000. In this case, it's only 737 words. We just copy the entire text and we paste it inside the text box, just like that. There. And we go to the, the button check plagiarism. And there you go. The tool is already scanning our file, 50%, 67, 80. It only takes few seconds. And there we have now the result of the plagiarism check. So scan properties, number of words is 737. Results found for issues on plagiarism. We got 3 issues that we have to resolve later. On the right side, we have a graph right here. So the yellow portion represents the original words of the author. So there's no problem about that. Good job for the author. And the red one represents the percentage for possible issue on plagiarism. Just below the graph, there are two buttons here, make it unique and start new search. Maybe later we can go back to find out the functions of these two tools here. But right now we have to identify first what are the plagiarism check results. Just below, we got two boxes. The box on the left contains the original scan text, and on the right, the identified plagiarism errors. And what's good about this tool is that it reports the number of plagiarized errors identified in our scanned file and lists them down right here. As for the results, for every identical text, it reveals the percentage of how much similar is the borrowed text from materials found online, specifically from the following websites. So for this first error, let's check where is that paragraph. It's just right here. It's the paragraph is highlighted, so it makes it easier for us to make whatever revisions needed to rectify the error of citing or proper usage in citations. So technology literacy, it's the same. All right. Okay. Let's jump to the next identified error. And it says here that the level of similarity is 7%. Where is it? It's in here. In this article titled Roles of Educational Technology in Learning, the author of the text copied this paragraph. Technology can play a traditional role, blah, blah, blah. Okay. As I try to analyze this portion of the text, I guess there's not a problem with the way how it is cited. Meaning, if I were to analyze it, my conclusion is that it's not an example of plagiarism. But then again, uh, that's one good thing about the tool because it gets to reveal how many portions of the text has similar contents from those resources found online. So that's a warning or a reminder to authors to be a little bit more cautious with the way how they present or borrow cite materials. And lastly, for I guess this is not just a simple article, it's a journal, a journal article found from this repository called eric.ed.gov. So there. Um, The dupli checker has this feature also of giving hard copies of the result of the scanned file. In this case, we got two options. Either we can download the report in PDF version or in Word version. So for this demonstration, let's check this out, the Word version. And this is the downloaded plagiarism scan report in Word format, which basically contains the same stuff found in the website. So we have the scan document, and below is the result of the scanning done. So you can keep this for future use or future reference. Now we go back to the website. A while ago, I was referring to this button. Let's see how it functions. What does it do in a short while? But of course, after having scanned the file or the document and identified issues on plagiarism, we don't just simply stop there. Of course, we have to resolve those issues thanks to duplichecker.com because through its AI advanced system, we get to find ways how can we improve our work and hopefully make our output plagiarism free. So without further ado, let's check it out. And we have been redirected to this website, which contains our text. So there you go. It's not editable. Below is a button. Once click, let's see what happens. All right. So the system is generating some suggestions as to how we can revise our work, remove those um, those portions of the text that make it similar to other web materials that make our output commit plagiarism. If you're going to check the internet, there are similar websites just like Duplicate Checker that almost do the same thing. There are application tools and softwares that you can use, but Most of them have to be availed, have to be purchased for a very high cost. So Dupli Checker is for free, can be accessed for free. The regional office of DepEd is using Turnitin. So that's a very powerful tool, but right now we don't have that means. So we're making use of the available resources such as the one found in this website. And the scanning is already done. And as you can see, this was blank a while ago. This box right here has been filled up now with the same text that we have scanned, but this time with some color-coded words. And these words, if you're going to analyze, they are the suggestions of the system in order to make our work a little bit um, clearer or more effective, and more importantly, free from plagiarism issues. So if you are satisfied with the correction done by the system, hopefully after this, our output will be error free. You can go click this next button here, and there you go. Simply click the copy button here, and there, website. And this button right here, once click, will restart or will let us begin with another scanning for another document. Okay, so we don't need to do that anymore. We'll just go back to the home page of this website, and I'd like to show you the second way of having our document scanned for plagiarism issues. So aside from copying and pasting our text in here in this box, the second option is either uploading a particular file. Say we click it, we go look for our folder where we will find the document we would like to scan. So I've already made one. So it's titled a sample manuscript. Just click it, open, and once it's uploaded, just have to click the same button, check plagiarism, and go through the same process the way uh, we did for the first option. All right. So there you go. That's duplichecker.com, an effective way of making sure that our outputs are plagiarism free. Of course, I believe that there are no perfect plagiarism checking tools out there, no matter um, how we say or how companies claim that they are very effective. There is not a 100% certainty to their claim. No good technology can replace a good professional editor. But of course, with the help of a tool like this, our work has been made more convenient. It's easier for us. It's time saving actually. If we got plenty of documents I would like to counter check for plagiarism issues, we can count on doublychecker.com. Once again, it comes for free access. So it's free for anyone.